He kōna ipurangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
It's one of those things that can sometimes feel almost out of reach.
Home ownership for millennials can be a bit of a dream.
It's definitely really hard to do, but if you can make it happen, it's worth it.
And it does call for a lot of effort and sacrifice.
Just do the work. If it's something you really want to do, you got to put the work in to get it, really.
It is doable, but you've just got to have a lot of discipline financially to get to that point.
I'd just say never give up, because I went through a marriage breakup in my 20s and then I didn't own another home again until I was in my late 40s. So just don't give up.
But although it's hard, New Zealanders are still out there managing to buy homes.
So we only got our house this year.
Do you own your own home?
I do. We're settling on the 12th.
Wow, okay, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
And are you buying one together?
Yeah, mum and daughter.
So it's happening. Let's find out how. Kia ora, I'm Katy Gosset and welcome to Thrift. Now, our quote for this episode. You know, there are a lot of sayings about home, but instead I'm quoting Helen Keller, the acclaimed American who was deaf and blind but learned to speak and became a renowned writer, activist and educator. She said, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." So she's talking about collaboration. Now, a recent Kiwi Bank report into the state of home ownership showed that for 85% of people, owning a home is still the Kiwi dream. About 46% of non-owners said they'd given up hope of having their own house. But the survey also showed people becoming more adaptable, moving to a cheaper region, sharing with friends to save a deposit, or giving co-ownership a try. Hello!
Kia ora. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to our whare. This is us.
I've come to meet some brand new homeowners.
Well, kia ora. My name's Claudia Gray. I've not long been in Ōtautahi and happy to settle in our new whare here.
Then we have...
Kia ora, I'm Scarlet Bennett. I have recently moved to Ōtautahi.
Just to be clear, these guys are not in a romantic relationship.
No, friends.
Friends.
They're both teachers and have flatted together before in Tauranga and here in Christchurch. And now...
This is the kitchen. It's lovely and spacious.
They're co-homeowners and they're giving me a bit of a tour.
You come in and it feels very inviting.
When I pay my visit, they've been here for 4 months and they're pretty chuffed with it.
You know, I'm mid-30s. I've been wanting property for a long time and I feel more abundant, so I really enjoy that.
And for Scarlet,
I would say I feel quite settled. Mauri tau. We've called the house Te Wharingāwari, which translates as the easy home.
but how easy was it to actually get into this home? I think it's time to sit down
It's quite fortuitous that we have furniture because we didn't have furniture up until a month ago.
and get into the nitty-gritty. Tip 1 is about how do you even start the process of co-ownership? In 2024, Scarlet had moved to Christchurch and was looking for a place to rent. He and Claudia thought they might flat together again. Or
Another option that we put on the table was to buy a place together.
Which seemed like a wild pipe dream.
Oh, but here we are.
here we are indeed. Basically, Scarlet did move into that flat. They started talking about it probably in about July, August 2024. At the start of 2025, they began the process.
All the financial stuff, the looking for houses, and then we moved in July. So it was a bit of a wild ride.
So let's unravel some of the details. When it came to the upfront costs, they went straight down the middle.
We've gone 50-50 on deposit, so it's a 50-50 share right through.
It keeps things simple.
It's complicated when you're taking money out of the investment. If you're not 50-50, where do you split that percentage?
Then there had to be agreement about keeping up with the mortgage payments and other bills.
We have an agreement that we either get mortgage protection cover and or we have effectively an emergency fund. So we've called it our hardship fund, which we've both contributed to equally.
If one of them is unable to make a mortgage payment, they can borrow from the hardship fund. But
It needs to be repaid within a certain time frame. And if it's not, then there's sort of a next step of, okay, we probably need to be looking to sell.
because they've already been flatmates, they know each other's financial habits. And there's also a level of trust that they'll both commit to covering house costs before spending on anything else.
Paying the bills, like that's fundamental
Priority.
priority.
And of course, going through a finance application means all that stuff is pretty transparent.
There's no shadows in that. You see all the accounts.
Yeah, because the bank wants them all.
And then most people who go into co-owning a house together draw up some kind of legal agreement. Claudia and Scarlet have something similar. It's not been finalised yet because they want to keep honing it.
It's sort of guidelines for worst case scenarios in case of death, and then it's up to us what we choose.
There are some legally binding pieces, but for the most part, that's between us.
The legal and purchase processes were completely new to them, so they do recommend getting a good team of people around you.
Finding the right broker, the right bank.
And don't be afraid to keep inquiring of those people to get the information you need.
And some of those questions may have been what they would consider stupid questions, but they helped us to understand.
And in actual fact, as all journalists know, there's no such thing as a stupid question. So that's the serious stuff. But as we head to tip 2, what about everyday life? Alongside the legal considerations, Scarlet and Claudia have developed a kind of tikanga for how they'll operate together in their home.
Our feeling of where we want to live is like a family home rather than being a flat.
So no real rules about chores, for example.
We don't have a cleaning roster and we just sort of work it out.
But they do plan things like family visits.
We have a calendar that's been very well utilised this year. We had a month where we had people every weekend.
And they've both studied things like non-violent confrontation and counselling as part of their work. So they're pretty hopeful the day-to-day will be smooth.
We have confidence in our relationship and our ability to communicate those things.
Now, it's fair to say they were tested early on.
Moving in. Don't want to relive it, thank you very much.
But actually they do relive it because a nosy journalist is asking them.
It was quite tense.
Yeah, it's the first time that we had like a little bit of a, I don't even know what to call it, but we're pretty stressed.
So are you trying to say that you butted heads over something?
We butted heads, thanks.
To be fair, a few annoying things happened.
When we arrived here, the key didn't work. So that was headache number 1.
And to make matters worse,
We had a kaumātua here to bless the whare,
Yeah,
and we had to wait around for an hour for the locksmith to come.
and naturally,
It was a very stormy weekend.
add to that the fact that the carpets were all wet because the carpet cleaning hadn't worked properly, it was a bit of a baptism by water. Happily, that memory, like the water, has now receded. So let's carry on with our tour.
Through here. Bathroom.
I didn't ask you about any fighting over the bathroom in the morning.
no.
We have a
That's
very
your
strict routine.
And then what about decor choices?
This cabinet, family heirloom of Scarlet, so I love it for that reason.
Yeah.
But aesthetically, it wouldn't be my choice.
So there've been compromises, but they're mostly on the same page, and they've each learnt to carve out a bit of personal space.
In a way, we have our domains outside. So Scarlett's really keen on gardening and putting a lot into that. And then I'd say similar with me planting sort of the native area.
In other words,
It's just found a rhythm where we sort of get enough time together and independently. I'm speaking for both of us, but I don't know if I
I
can.
know. I agree with all of that.
Cool.
which sounds like a pretty solid foundation for co-home ownership. Now, speaking of that garden,
Now we're in the orchard, believe it or not.
these guys actually have a 1/4 acre section. Yep, the full Kiwi dream. They've already done a lot of planting, and now that they own their property, they have the security of knowing they'll see the future harvests.
Asparagus takes 3 years to be able to harvest it. I've never had my own asparagus patch, and so now I can.
So, putting down some roots for the future. But speaking of that, let's get into tip 3 now. What about the future? People can be wary going into an arrangement like this because of the future. And when Scarlet and Claudia told people what they were planning,
There would be some sort of comment like, oh, but what if things turn sour?
but as Scarlet points out, people don't say that when romantic partners go into a house together.
And often those relationships also break up, so it's a bit curious to jump to that.
But having said that, it is good to look ahead and give some thought to the what ifs and the how longs.
Our conversations through our tikanga, putting together our agreement, we've got lots of ways in which we will navigate different things.
Like partners or children.
I don't think either of us are looking to have children, probably ever. Parents would be very sad. But if we have partners,
Or
if our parents need us to move home to care for them. Whatever happens, we've got contingencies in place.
And there is a number they've thrown around.
5 years is kind of, for a lack of a better word, term of investment.
We talked about it being sort of a medium term, so the minimum would be 2 years.
But they're aware they can't predict the future and plan to navigate things as they go.
Maybe we'll move out of here for a year or two, or one of us will move out and we'll rent out a room. There's options. And ultimately, maybe one of us will buy the house from the other one.
But if just one of them wanted to sell their share of the house, they have a plan for how that would happen.
So I couldn't sell my share to somebody that Scarlet wasn't comfortable with, which sounds really obvious, but you do have to clarify those things.
Going down this path, yes, there was an element of using their money and their Kiwi saver wisely, but the main thing was really just to have freedom in their choices.
Living our lives the way we want to live our lives.
Quality of life comes first.
And being able to mark each milestone in their own way, like Christmas. This year, instead of travelling to visit family, they'll celebrate at home.
And so this year we get to do that period of time however we want.
In our own whare.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, making our own traditions is pretty exciting.
And now for a recap. Home ownership with one or more friends is achievable. Just get your team together. So firstly, your actual co-homeowners, people who are on the same page about how you'd like to live. Then the right legal team. Ask all the questions you need to. Remember, a lot more people are doing this now. There's good information out there, and get a legal agreement in place. Plan for situations that might arise, disputes, lifestyle changes, and think too about the vibe of the home. Work together on house rules, decor and expenses. At least consider how long the co-ownership might last and set up rules for how a person might sell or exit the property. And of course, enjoy. Having your own home is pretty special.
There's an underlying security that makes you feel a bit more relaxed in the world and giving too.
We're not answerable to anybody. This is our space, which is pretty cool.
Many thanks to my guests, brand new homeowners Claudia and Scarlet. This podcast was produced and presented by me, Katy Gosset. It was engineered by our mixing maestro, Alex Harmer. Tim Watkin is the executive producer of podcasts and series, and Nate McKinnon makes all our videos. This is the last episode of Thrift for 2025, but you can follow and listen to all our episodes on your favourite podcast app. On behalf of the Thrift team, I'd like to wish you a relaxed, happy, and of course, thrifty Christmas and New Year. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite.